What's up, everybody? Lines on Paper is back, and I figured what better way to get back in the swing of trying to get these videos out to you on a more regular basis than doing a good old-fashioned trailer review. And here we go. We have the Fantastic Four movie trailer. First one, the teaser just dropped today, so I figured I'd do a quick reaction, share my thoughts with this, and we could discuss it in the comments below. So here we go, Fantastic Four. Here we are. We see the cast, full view, full costumes, everything, and they look fine. I mean, I don't have the biggest problem with the casting for this movie. I mean, Pedro Pascal, I'm not sold on him as Reed. Even after the trailer, I'm still not sold as him as Reed Richards. I don't know. I like Pedro Pascal is a fine actor. He doesn't carry the Reed Richards energy. I don't know what it is. Ian Grumfeld from the old 2000s Fantastic Four movies, which weren't that great. I kind of feel he still nailed the character. I mean, that's one thing that movie always had going in its favor. But the trailer starts off where you see Reed and Sue, and they seem to be doing an interview on a TV station. They're walking people through their living room, talking about how they all eat dinner together as a family, and then it hard cuts to Ben Grimm cooking some kind of dinner with Herbie the Robot from the old Fantastic Four 1970s and 80s cartoon, which I thought was a pretty fun nod. And he sounds exactly like brother or cousin from Bear, which is fine. I love Cousin from Bear. I think that kind of lovable yet still really gruff exterior works for the thing, so I really think that's great casting. I have heard some people are complaining a bit that his voice isn't like gravelly and echoey and synthesized, and it still might be. I mean, when the movie comes out, it's not even in post-production yet, but I don't actually mind just the human voice coming out of him. I think it almost makes the monster half of him a little bit more tragic, that he's that much closer to human, where he sounds like his old self. He has to hear his own voice, but when he looks in the mirror, he's the Thing. And there's a really great shot during the trailer where you see Ben Grimm walking down the street in his trench coat and his hat, and there's a TV in a window, and it's showing some shots of the Fantastic Four before they go up into space the first time, and he sees an image of himself turning into the giant Thing, and then the image cuts off and you just see the reflection of the now rocky Ben Grimm. That was really, really well done. So it does look like we're going to have a little bit of Ben Grimm and his inner turmoil, and that's going to be good, because I'm going to cover why this movie desperately is going to need that in a second. And as far as Galactus goes, I mean, he seemed properly epic in scope. I thought he looked, the little bits we saw of him, I mean, he looked like Galactus. He was, looming over the city. You saw his shadow just cast over New York City as he's presumably hovering above it or standing within it. Here's a shot with him with the Statue of Liberty just kind of towering over it. So this is all good stuff, which is that's what we wanted from Galactus. We've seen Galactus on screen once before, and it was terrible. They did a terrible representation of it. He was just a big tornado cloud in space thing with some metal teeth that came out of him. We didn't get the cool helmet. He didn't have the voice, Power Cosmic, none of that stuff. That was all gone. One thing that I did notice was poignantly missing, however, from the trailer was our friend the Silver Surfette, the girl Silver Surfer, which, you can tell Marvel is not standing by this decision at this point, that they're not even including an image of this character in the trailer, because they know if there's one thing that is dragging this movie down like an anchor to the watery depths, it is their decision to gender swap the Silver Surfer. I don't know what led them to do this. I don't know who in the writer's room came up with this, and even more asinine to me, what producer, what studio exec, whatever, okayed this and thought this would be a really, really great idea for the Fantastic Four movie, to take one of not only the Fantastic Four's more primary characters, but a character who in and of himself has a pretty solid fan base, the Fantastic Four, and completely take Norrin Radd out of the picture and make it, I'm assuming, Shalla-Bal. That's who I'm guessing this is, but we don't know for sure. Galactus has female heralds. In fact, he's got one fairly popular one. He's got Nova. I don't know why we couldn't have just, if you're going to go with one of his girl heralds, just make it Nova. Save the Silver Surfer for something else. If you want to bring that character in, have him head his own movie, whatever you want to do with him. This is such a baffling choice to me, for a movie that it seems to me that Marvel has a lot riding on. I mean, Fantastic Four is probably, if not the last big property they have yet to bring up. I mean, other than the X-Men themselves, which have been just absolutely floundered in the comics world lately, to try to bring them up into a movie. That's all you got left. Those are the only two shots I got left in the barrel are Fantastic Four and and X-Men. You would think that they, with everything else on the decline, they would want to just nail these characters and get these properties out and let them hit the ground running and really carry on where, now we're not going to have the Avengers and all those other characters are kind of fallen by the wayside. They need something else. Fantastic Four would seem like this would be the start of that. And oh man, this was just such a baffling decision to me. The other baffling decision they have to overcome is Doctor Doom, what they've done with him and how they're going to be portraying this character going forward, because doing the Fantastic Four without Doctor Doom is just an odd choice to me. He's such an integral part of the characters and their mythos and everything else about them. So I don't know if Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom is going to appear in this movie. I highly doubt it. I don't know what the story is going to be with him, how he's going to be connected to Reed Richards, if there's going to be a Victor Von Doom in this movie at all. I really don't know. So, and that's where this movie, I feel like, is starting from behind it. The Fantastic Four, God love them, they are starting in a hole because they're gonna have to dig themselves out of, because they've botched the Silver Surfer from all that we can see, and that's one strike against them. They don't have Doctor Doom. Galactus looks fine, but I mean, at best, Galactus is going to be a last act big CGI fight with Fantastic Four. So really, the four themselves, the family, have to carry this movie. If this movie is going to see, that's his road to success, is the main characters, our characters, our team, they're going to have to be the heart, soul, backbone, muscle, everything in this movie to get this movie over the finish line. And I'm not saying that can't be done. They got good actors playing these characters. They look good. The cool idea of this weird kind of Jetsons futuristic 1960s world that they're coming from, I think is neat. And it can be done, but if you think of superhero movies, you think of the ones you really like, even if the heroes are pulled off perfectly, they still need that villain to support it, to kind of get it over, that great villain that you really tie to. Galactus, he's an awesome villain, but he's not like some evil, horrible, monstrous villain like Thanos or Magneto or something. He's more like a force of nature. He's just something that happens. So he's going to be in there, and I feel, based on the look of him, I think they're going to do a good job with him. But he's not going to be there to say, oh, well, I really loved Galactus in this movie. I thought he was a great character. He's not really a character. That's kind of the problem this movie's going to run into. So can it do it? Yes. Do I think it can? Do I think it will pull this off? I'm doubtful. I think that the kind of changes they've made to the mythos, the creative choices they've made going into this movie, are giving this movie a Herculean task to try to overcome, to be something really good and really memorable. And I just, in today's Marvel, if you would have told me this was coming out around the time of Endgame, I'd say, yeah, there's no way. Marvel can do no wrong. They'll figure it out. But Marvel's in such decline. It's obviously the creators they've got working there, the writing staffs and everything else have been subpar for years and years now. So I don't have the faith that that they have the creative energy to elevate the Fantastic Four to the heights that I think they need them to elevate to, for this to be the movie that really ascends the MCU back to what it used to be and moving it forward. I don't have faith in the writers, the directors, the producers to be able to give us something that has that magic again, especially when you've taken it so far away from its original core and from the original source material as this movie appears to have done. So that's it. That's kind of my take on the Fantastic Four trailer. I want to know what you guys thought. What do you think of the trailer? Are you excited to see this movie? I know it's going to come out right around the same time as Superman. Do you think this is going to be able to contend with the old Man of Steel, or do you think this summer DC is going to be this is the summer DC finally gives Marvel that black eye? So let's talk about in the comments below. While you're down there, please do all the usual stuff. Hit like, subscribe to the channel. The channel's been kind of dark for a while. We're trying to get it back up to regular content. So interactions, likes on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That'll help get this moving in the algorithm, get some traction, and we'll get some more stuff out to you soon. I will talk to you then. Until then, this has been